Hello, welcome back to Alex's Fly Time. Today we're going to be tying the Diawl bach, which is like a wet fly and a nymph fly that imitates. Well, I mean, it doesn't really imitate anything in particular, but if it can represent anything from little larvae, little insects, and bugs on the bed of the river and the lake. And it is a very good trout fly. Diawl bach in English means little devil, and that's definitely what this fly is when you're fishing it. It is a pretty easy fly pattern to tie. All you need is well, the tail can be brown or red game cock feather, just the fibres. The body is just peacock Herl. The ribbing is copper wire. This one now is red copper wire. Just that one there. But you can use just the normal copper wire as well. And the hackle as well, just the trout hackle is just red game as well. And that's all it is. The sizes for the fly are 10s, 12s, 14s, and 16s would be kind of they'd be the main sizes. 10 and 12 would be a very common size. You can get size 8 as well. The best times to fish it is throughout the whole season, really. You can fish it any time. I found it's good in the spring if you fish it deep and slow in the lakes and the rivers. So we'll get to the tying process anyway. Now, the hook I'm using is just a size 10 Kamasan B175. So get the hook in the vise. Get your thread, which is in this case just Uni 801 wine, pre-waxed. And what you want to do is just behind the eye of the hook, just start your thread, and with touching turns, just bring it down along the body or along the shank of the hook. And you want to just bring it just to where the barb of the hook starts. Then you can get your ribbon, which again, just red copper wire. Cut off a bit of that. Tie it in. 2 loose turns, and then you can start tightening up the turns then. Once you've done that, then you can get your red game feather, and you're going to be making the tail now. So just get off one of the red game capes, so one of the big feathers, and just pull off all the fluff. I find it's a bit easier to tie then. So once you got all the fluff off, what you want to do is on either one of the ends, get a couple of fibres, and with your finger just pull them to a 90 degrees angle. Once you've done that, just kind of keep pulling them, and then once you've got them all at 90 degrees, get the tips and pull away off the stem of the feather. Then one loose turn, just tighten it down. And once you got it to the length you want it, just nice tight turns to hold it in. You can snip off then any excess. Tie it down. Now, then what you can do is get your Peacock Herl, which is just the body of the fly. Depending on the size of the hook you're using, for size 10, which is this one, I like to I like to get about 3 or 4 fibres, or sorry, 3 or 4 strands of the peacock herl. If you're doing the size 12 or size 14, maybe only 1 or 2 of them will do. I find it gives a nice chunky body though with the more herl. Once you tie those in, then you can just start bringing the herl up the shank of the hook to form the body. Once you're just behind the eye of the hook, where you started your thread, just get your bobbin and just cross over and tie down about 2 or 3 tight turns. Snip off and about 2 or 3 more turns. Then you get your ribbon and just about 4, I like to do, turns up through the body. Peacock herl is one of the weakest fibres, so you do want just the copper wire gives a bit more reinforcement, I guess, and it holds the body together, because the teeth of the trout will bite right through that. Anyway, once you've gotten that done, you go back to your feather. Just go back to the feather you used for the tail, and same thing what you done for the tail. Get a couple of fibres, pull them down to a 90 degrees angle, grab the tips, and pull off the stem. And once you got those taken off, you want it. Now this is the throat hackle. So what you're gonna want to do, you want to just get the fibres in your finger and put them right under the hook, and you want the points of the fibres to be touching just where the point of the hook is. I find that gives a good measurement. And once you got that done, get your other hand and with your middle finger and your thumb hold the fibres in place, and a nice, just a loose turn to start off, up and tighten it, and then you can go for about 2 or 3 more turns. And that's how you do the throat hackle of the fly. And then you can just, nice tight turns, tie it down. I'll tie down all the fibres, and once you got the actual hackle done, if you get your finger and all the excess here, just get your middle finger and your thumb, pull them back and cross your thread over and just tie them down. Once you got that done, get your scissors, nice sharp scissors, and just with the point of them, snip off. Get rid of all the excess. And then you can just make a nice head. You don't want too big of a head. Just want to give a nice shape. Once you've got that done, you do 1/2 hitch, I like to do. It's 1 2-turn half hitch. And bring the thread back and forth to tighten. And then 1 3-turn whip finish. And do one more 3-turn whip finish. And just back and forth and just tighten the thread. Get your scissors, just the point of the scissors, and cut right on the thread. And that's the fly done. Now, then you just want to get a small bit of varnish or head cement. In this case, I'm just using Vineyards number 1 clear varnish or head cement. Get some sort of dubbing needle, or you can use the quill of a feather. So just get dubbing needle and the quill of the feather. Small bit of varnish, and just put that all around the head of the fly. Small bit Under it as well, under the head. And that just gives a nice shiny head and also makes it a bit more secure. And once that's dry, you can put one more, just a second coat on, and that's the head done. Now that's the whole fly completed. Again, very simple fly to tie and very effective fly. If there's nothing, if there's no other fly working, this you should always at least get a couple of touches on this fly. Again, that's the dial bach, and thanks for watching.